Hello, guys. Welcome to Stories of Our Lives by Esta. If you are seeing me for the first time, I am one of the AI hosts for this YouTube channel. Today, we have another true life story for you. We will be telling you of a successful investment banker whose life was almost turned upside down by the malicious schemes of his glamorous ex-wife and their young daughter. Are you ready to hear the story? Now let's get started. Welcome back. Before we dive into today's story, let's meet our guests today. Dr. Sarah Simmons and Dr. John Miller, both family therapists. Welcome to you both.
Thank you for having us, Esta.
It's great to be here. Thank you, Esta.
Damien Wolfe had it all: a thriving career, a beautiful home, a loving wife, and a daughter he adored. But one fateful day, he walked in on a scene that shattered his world. His wife, Marianne, in the arms of another man. The divorce was messy. Though Damien won full custody of their daughter Emily, Marianne's bitterness knew no bounds. She used her visitation rights as a weapon, slowly poisoning Emily's mind against her father. Damien, scarred by betrayal, retreated into his work and his role as a single father, vowing never to let another woman close enough to hurt him again. Years passed, and Damien's life settled into a routine. Work and Emily were his constants. But one sunny day, at a community garden event, a chance encounter changed everything. Her name was Celine Arden. With a warm smile and a gentle touch, she was teaching children about the wonders of nature. Damien watched as she interacted with Emily, who was usually so guarded around strangers. There was something special about Celine. As fate would have it, their paths continued to cross. Slowly, Damien's walls began to come down. A friendship blossomed, and before he knew it, he was falling in love again. But not everyone was happy about this budding romance. Emily, influenced by her mother's constant negativity about Damien, was hostile towards Celine from the start. Marianne, still bitter and resentful, saw an opportunity. During her visits with Emily, she began to plant seeds of doubt. She whispered that Celine was a gold digger, only interested in Damien's money. She encouraged Emily to watch Celine closely, to find proof of her insincerity. And so, Emily became a spy in her own home. She reported back to Marianne, twisting innocent moments into damning evidence. Celine, she claimed, was dismissive of Damien behind his back. She was only nice to them because of Damien's wealth. Damien, torn between his love for Celine and his trust in his daughter, found himself in a constant state of doubt. The situation reached a boiling point when Emily made a shocking accusation. She claimed to have seen Celine in a compromising position with another man. Damien, furious and heartbroken, confronted Celine. A heated argument ensued. Words were said that could not be unsaid. In a moment of blind anger, Damien ended the relationship. Celine, bewildered and devastated, packed her things and left. The house fell silent. Damien was left to wonder how everything had fallen apart so quickly. Months passed. Damien threw himself into his work, trying to numb the pain. Emily, though initially pleased, soon found that her father's unhappiness weighed heavily on her. The turning point came unexpectedly. While fixing Emily's laptop, Damien stumbled upon a series of emails between her and Marianne. His blood ran cold as he read the detailed plans to sabotage his relationship with Celine. Shocked and heartbroken, Damien confronted Emily. She broke down, admitting to the lies and manipulation. She was just a pawn in her mother's game of revenge. Damien knew what he had to do. With Emily's blessing, he reached out to Celine. Over a long, emotional conversation, he laid bare the truth. He apologized for ever doubting her, for letting his past fears cloud his judgment. Celine, moved by his honesty and remorse, agreed to give their love another chance. They knew it wouldn't be easy, but they were determined to build a future based on trust and communication. Emily, too, had a long journey ahead. With Damien's support, she began to unlearn the toxic behaviors and beliefs her mother had instilled. She learned to trust her own judgment, to see the good in people, and to open her heart. This is a story of the triumph of love over fear, of truth over deceit. It's a reminder that the scars of our past do not define our future. For Damien, Celine, and Emily, the road ahead is not easy. But with each other to lean on, they know they can weather any storm. They are a family, bonded not by blood, but by the love they choose to give each other every day. And so, as we leave them, we know that they are heading towards a brighter tomorrow, a future where trust, honesty, and love light the way.
Dr. Sarah, let's start with you. Damian Wolf had a thriving career, a beautiful home, a loving family, but all these shattered when he discovers his wife's betrayal. What's the psychological impact of such a betrayal by a spouse?
Betrayal hits at the core of our ability to trust, and the psychological impact of spousal betrayal can be profound and multifaceted. Betrayal can shatter one's self-esteem and worldview, making it difficult to form new relationships or even maintain existing ones. For Damian, it wasn't just his marriage that fell apart, it was his entire belief system about loyalty and trust. He likely experienced a range of emotions, including shock, anger, sadness, and a deep sense of betrayal. This kind of trauma can lead to trust issues, not just in romantic relationships, but in all interpersonal interactions. It can also result in feelings of inadequacy, depression, and anxiety.
Dr. John, what are your thoughts on Damian's reaction to his wife's betrayal?
Damian's reaction is quite understandable. Betrayal, especially from a spouse, can be deeply traumatic. So, his retreating into his work and vowing never to let another woman close, while understandable, is a common defense mechanism to cope with the pain. Also, by focusing on work and his role as a single father, he created a sense of control and purpose. However, this also indicates an avoidance of dealing with emotional pain and the necessary healing process. It was a way to protect himself from future hurt, but can also lead to emotional isolation and hinder personal growth. It's important for anyone in a similar situation to seek therapy to process their emotions and avoid carrying that baggage into future relationships.
Dr. Sarah, Damian vowed never to let another woman close. How does one navigate moving on from such a vow?
It's about healing and understanding that not everyone will cause the same hurt. Damian's encounter with Celine at the community garden represents a turning point. She offered a new perspective, a chance at healing. Opening up to someone new requires vulnerability, which is both scary and necessary for growth. So, moving on from a vow of emotional isolation involves acknowledging the pain and fear behind the vow. The person needs to allow himself or herself to feel and process these emotions. Opening up to trusted friends or a therapist can also help. It's important to take small steps towards vulnerability and to recognize that while the risk of hurt exists, so does the potential for deep, meaningful connections.
How can someone like Damian rebuild trust after such a betrayal, especially when new relationships are involved?
Rebuilding trust after such a betrayal requires time, patience, and open communication. Damian needs to work on his own healing first, possibly with the help of a therapist. In new relationships, it's crucial to be transparent about past experiences and fears. Building trust involves consistent actions that demonstrate reliability and honesty. It's also important to address any insecurities and not let past betrayals dictate current relationships.
When Emily acts out against Celine, how should Damian have handled that situation?
When Emily acted out against Celine, Damian should have engaged in open, honest conversations with Emily to understand her fears and reassure her of his love. It's important to listen to Emily's concerns and validate her feelings while gently correcting any misinformation she has received from her mother. And at the same time, setting boundaries about acceptable behavior is crucial. He needed to protect his new relationship while managing his daughter's feelings. Family therapy could provide a neutral ground for these types of discussions.
Damian's daughter, Emily, influenced by her mother, Marianne, becomes a barrier to her father's happiness. She was really hostile toward Celine. So, how does parental manipulation affect a child in such scenarios?
Celine's situation is challenging, but not insurmountable. For someone like her, who finds herself in a relationship where the partner's child is hostile to her due to external influences, patience and understanding are key. It's important to build a relationship with the child slowly and genuinely, showing consistent care and respect, without forcing it. It's also important for Celine to communicate with Damien about her feelings and work together to create a united front. They should also consider family counseling to address the underlying issues and help Emily see the situation from a different perspective.
Emily, driven by her mother's manipulations, accuses Celine of infidelity, leading to her dad's breakup with Celine. How important is it to verify facts before reacting in such emotionally charged situations?
It's incredibly damaging. Emily was used as a pawn in her mother's revenge, which is a form of emotional abuse. Children in these situations often feel torn between their parents and can develop issues like guilt, anxiety, and conflicted loyalties, which can persist into adulthood. Parental manipulation can severely affect a child's emotional and psychological well-being. It can lead to confusion, loyalty conflicts, and difficulty in forming a stable sense of self. The child may struggle with trust issues and have a skewed perception of relationships. In Emily's case, Marianne's manipulation created a barrier to her forming a healthy relationship with Celine and caused unnecessary emotional turmoil. It's crucial for parents to shield their children from such and ensure they don't become tools for manipulation. Open communication and reassurance from the non-manipulative parent can help mitigate some of this damage.
Emily, driven by her mother's manipulations, accuses Celine of infidelity, leading to her dad's breakup with Celine. How important is it to verify facts before reacting in such emotionally charged situations?
In emotionally charged situations, it's crucial to verify facts before reacting. Damien's immediate reaction to Emily's accusation without seeking the truth led to unnecessary heartbreak. Taking a step back, asking questions, and seeking clarity can prevent misunderstandings and preserve relationships. It's important to approach such situations with a calm and rational mindset of seeking truth rather than reacting to emotions. This approach could have saved Damien and Celine a lot of heartaches.
Damien discovers the truth after finding emails between Emily and Marianne. Dr. Sarah, how does one rebuild trust after such deceit?
Rebuilding trust starts with transparency and accountability. Damien's decision to confront the situation and seek forgiveness from Celine was the right move. He needs to show consistent, genuine efforts to rebuild trust with Celine. This includes open communication, transparency, and demonstrating through actions that he is committed to the relationship. It's also important for Celine to express her own needs and boundaries clearly. For Emily, rebuilding trust involves acknowledging her wrong actions and working actively to change.
As we wrap up, Dr. John, what advice do you have for our viewers navigating similar challenges?
For viewers navigating similar challenges, seek professional help if you find yourself overwhelmed by betrayal or family conflicts. Therapy can provide a safe space to heal and develop strategies for rebuilding trust and managing relationships. Healing from betrayal takes time, and it requires consistent effort and honesty. For those dealing with manipulative influences, setting boundaries and focusing on healthy relationship dynamics is crucial.
Your final thoughts, Dr. Sarah?
Don't let past hurts close you off to new relationships. Learn from them, but also be open to the possibilities of love and trust. It's a challenging journey, but incredibly rewarding when navigated with care and compassion. Betrayal and manipulation can cause deep wounds, but with effort and support, healing is possible. It's a reminder that love and truth can triumph over deceit, and that the journey towards healthy relationships is worth the effort.
Thank you, Dr. Sarah Simmons and Dr. John Miller, for those insightful perspectives. To our viewers, thanks for watching my video. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below. Also like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more stories. This is Stories of Our Lives by Esta. See you in my next video. Goodbye for now.